Hello everybody, my name is Tommy and welcome to Aero Workshop. Today I am going to continue my workshop tour series, but first I just wanted to say a huge thanks to everyone who has supported and subscribed to the channel, as we now have over 1,000 subscribers. So again, thanks very much. So next up in the workshop tour series is my Sedgwick Model TE single-ended Tenoner. Now, I'm going to do this again as a quick overview of the machine. So I'll give you a close-up look at the machine, how it works. I'll give you an idea of some of the different types of cuts and scribes and tenons we can do on the machine. And at the very end, I'll do a quick demonstration. So we'll move in a bit closer. I'll take off this safety guard so you can get a good look inside, and we'll take it from there. Okay, the first part of the machine is the sliding carriage. Now, this allows me to position my piece of wood, clamp it down firmly, and slide it into the two cutter heads and form my tenon. Now, I also have an adjustable stop here that I can move in or out to vary the lengths of my tenons. So by moving that in and out, as long as I push my block up to that, that's the length of the tenon sorted. There are two cutting heads in this machine. There's a top cutting head and a bottom cutting head. They both spin in an anti-clockwise direction, and they're running on two 3 horsepower motors. So you have a 3 horsepower motor on the top and a 3 horsepower motor on the bottom. They're direct drive, not belt driven. Now, these cutter blocks have the changeable tungsten carbide cutter that you can just change out when they get blunt, and the little spur that goes on the top and bottom of each head to do the scoring cut. Now, you can also add cutters to those to do scribe cuts. I'll cover that in a moment. Moving on to the top of the machine, here I have an adjustment screw that allows me to move the top head either in or out to create a staggered shoulder on the tenon. So if you were doing a rebated door or something like that, where the tenon needs to be, the two faces need to be offset of each other, I can do that here by twisting this knob and move the top head in or out. With this handle here, if it's in this position, I can move the top and bottom head up or down together as a full complete unit. So if I have two thicknesses of wood like I did in my last project, where I have 42mm wood and 30mm, but I'm putting a 10mm tenon in the center of them, I can actually set it up and keep the distance between both heads at 10mm and move the two heads together to center them in different size without actually having to reset the 10mm. The 10mm will stay, right? And if I move on to the other shaft, I can move the top head on its own. So I can actually increase the thickness of the tenon or lower it. So that's done very simple with the handles here. And there's two locking nuts at the back, which are just two wing nuts that lock it up. The way the tenoner is set up at the minute, it does an even straight shouldered tenon. So it'll cut this side and that side. The two of them are parallel, and this is me tenon. But when you want to do, say, a style of a window where you have your rebate, your shoulder, and then you have a moulding on the outside edge, you need to have a scribe cut. And for the scribe cut, you want to be able to end up with your tenon, your bottom shoulder, and then your scribe cut. And for that, we can add a cutter into the block that will actually do the scribe for us. So it will actually do the whole lot in the one pass. Now you can add to the top head and the bottom head. So you can actually do a double scribe or you can do a single scribe. So you can really do nearly anything you want to do on the end of a piece of wood, you can do with this. So once you've that done, it fits in and the scribe is done as well. Now, another thing that you can do is you can take out either the top or the bottom head or both if you wish, and you can add certain thicknesses of cutting discs. So you could put in a 10mm disc with a 10mm spacer and another 10mm disc, and that'll create finger joints. So you can actually do finger joints on this as well. With the guard now back in place, I'm just going to do a quick demonstration of how easy it is to put a tenon on a piece of wood with this machine. Now I must say, on the carriage, I always put on a piece of sacrificial strip on the back just to alleviate tear out on the tenon. I have a load of those hanging on the wall for different sizes and different molds, so they're within easy reach when I need them. So you just push in your piece of wood up to the block, clamp it down firmly, then it's start up the machine, top head and the bottom head, and just run it through. And there you have one completed tenon that quickly. Okay, that's just a quick overview of my Sedgwick Model TE single-ended tenoner. Now, I will be using this in various projects on the channel from now on, but at least when you see it, at least now you know what it is and basically how it works. So that's it for this video. All that's left for me to say is thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Good luck.